Red in a minute. All right. Hello, hello, hello. You all welcome. It is Friday and we are on the Loyalty and Friends podcast. I have special guest actor, okay? Ex-military in the building, Mr. Jordan Ray Smith. And of course, if you don't know who he is one of the actors on the Tubi network. And as you see, one of his movies is showing Joint Custody, which is already out. And they're getting ready to come out with a part two. So I'm excited because I'm definitely a Tubi fan. Tubi is on my download daily. And also he has another movie, PPP Long Gone. Okay. So with that being said, let's give him just a small little introduction because this is part two. Okay. So if you missed part one of the interview, I would encourage you go to the Instagram page, of course, loyalty in everything, no slang. Okay, we don't do that. So it's loyalty IN and then spell out the word everything. But tap into that. But yes, we got Mr. Jordan in the building. It's been great conversation, Jordan. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast. Let the people know a little bit about you and let's get in your business.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me. First of all, this is amazing. Every LP you're doing your thing too. This platform is great. It looks great. Thank you so much. I'm glad to be a part. But yes, my name is Jordan Smith, and like you said, I was in the military. I'm ex-military. I was in the Army for 8 years and 10 days. After I got out, I decided to become an actor. Well, I started out trying to do stand-up comedy, and from there, that's how I got into acting. And I started out as an extra. I just showed up. They said, "Hey, show up as an extra." I showed up as an extra. I ended up getting a little role, then it turned into a speaking role, then that turned into a whole nother role in a new movie, and it led to a third movie. So, and then it, taught me the industry, got me to network with different people, Brandon T. Jackson, Marquise Moore, different celebrities, different actors out there who teach you the game, teach you the industry. And from there, I've never looked back. It's time to go. We're pressing on the gas, and I'm ready to get it.
Let's get it. I love it. So what inspired you? Like I know you stated that from a child up that you always kind of wanted to be an actor, but what was your inspiration? Anyone in particular, or like what made you want to be an actor?
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, I always wanted to be an actor as a kid, but one day I was when I was stationed at Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri, my daughter, me and her, we were sitting there watching TV and Iron Man was on the TV. We were watching Iron Man and she was like, Daddy, she was like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And I was sitting there thinking and I was like, I want to be an actor. That's what I've always wanted to do, but I never really thought about it like that. When I got out the military, like I was telling you before, I read that book called The Decision by Kevin Hart, and it made me realize, like, my daughter, kids, they have an imagination of,
I do.
they think they can do anything, and we tell them they could do anything, right? Like, if your kid came up to you and was like, "Hey, mom, I want to be an actor," you're gonna be like, "All right, baby, let's go for it."
Yeah.
So if I'm almost 30 years old and I say I want to be an actor, why can't I go be an actor? You know what I mean? So
Right.
made me realize like the only thing stopping you was you. And from there, I found the right people. Because at the end of the day, if you want to do something, you're gonna find the people you need to do it with. And from there, once I got linked in with them, it was nonstop. So it's been nonstop.
Right. So you mentioned, okay, I heard you said you have a daughter. So is that your only child or you have multiple kids? You know,
Yeah, so I have a 8 year old. Well, she'll be 8 years old. 8 year old daughter, and then I have a baby. My wife, she's pregnant right now. So
okay, okay. So how do you balance like your work home life, especially getting yourself out there because I'm pretty sure, you have to be booking busy and really just put yourself out there so you can get, seek what you really truly want. So how do you create that balance for yourself?
Um, it's kind of crazy, you know. I don't really. I don't know. I do a lot of things. I don't really. I don't know. I guess Monday I'm focused on one thing. Tuesday I'm focused on another. Wednesday I'm focused on another. I just always try to. I go to my reminders. I set my reminders, and I'm like, all right. This is what I'm doing. Make sure you do this week. Make sure you do this. So I kind of bounce around all over the place. I don't really have a strict schedule yet, anything like that. I'm just kind of
Right.
making sure I'm getting everything I want to do done. So
Okay, that's amazing. And so how long have you been married?
me and my wife have been married for 9 years on the
Oh.
11th. So yeah.
Come through, wifey. Come through. That's what
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
we've been married- yeah, we've been together for. She was my high school sweetheart, so we've been together for I think 14 years. We've been married for 9. So
Wow. So how do you keep it spicy? Because I know some people, there's some single folks here, but how do you keep the married engaged? Because I know you're busy, but I'm pretty sure she is too. Like, what does she do? What is her career path? What is she's doing?
she's a manager. So she's a man. She manages registered nurses. She's a registered nurse herself, but she's
Okay.
a manager over like a cardiology clinic. Um, so she's in the medical field, but yeah, I mean, it's sometimes it's hard, when you're married and you're trying to pursue your dreams, you're trying to do things. But I mean, my wife was with me the whole time I was in the army. So in the military, we were moving all over the place as young teenagers, and uh we had to do everything on our own. So she kind of understands. She's somebody who understands, like, if you want something to happen, you got to make it happen. So you're gonna have to make some sacrifices in the meantime, whether that's time, whether she understands that. So really, I think as long as you're married to the right person, I think it'll work out. I know a lot of people, they go and shoot for the dreams and things don't work out, but maybe that's not the right person, because at the end of the day, if it's the right person, they're gonna look out for you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what are some pointers that you can give someone who might is inspired to be an actor who haven't taken that leap of faith? And I will say this, like when it comes to acting, like there's really no age limit on it because they need actors of all different ages for different roles and different genres. So, what would some tips that you could provide someone who wants to get into acting?
Oh yeah, so if you want to, it's a lot easier than it used to be back in the day. Back in the day, you probably had to fly out to LA for an audition, or New York or something like that. But nowadays, with Tubi, with Amazon Prime, with all these different streaming platforms, independent filmmakers are making movies everywhere. They're making movies in Kansas, in Detroit, in Atlanta, in New Mexico, in New York, in Georgia, New Jersey, Milwaukee, Texas, California. There's probably not a place that they're not shooting a movie.
Right.
So if you don't know where they're shooting a movie and you really want to get into shooting movies, what I tell people all the time is to, I think the link is posted in this group. We shared it in this group or on this podcast. It's called the Best New Tubi Movies group on Facebook. The Best New Tubi Movies. And if you get in that group on Facebook, you'll see tons. Yep, that's it right there. So if you go to that Facebook group, that group is full of filmmakers, and there's over like 200,000 people, I think, in the group. It's got like 500 members. It gains like 500 members a day. So that group is extremely viral. But people review movies in there. Filmmakers, they post their content in there. People talk about movies they like, everything like that. And there's filmmakers that you can literally get on there and connect with and ask them, when their audition is. They even post casting calls. Damaris Harvey, another actor who now he's filming his own movies, he just posted his casting calls in there. So anybody in Detroit or that can get to Detroit, go ahead and check out that group. And there's a recent casting call that he's about to hold auditions to be in his movie. And Tubi has over 50 million or like 65 million users monthly. So if you get in a movie on Tubi, you're going to be seen by millions of people around the world. So,
Absolutely.
but it's and then Clubhouse, like you mentioned, we'll be in Clubhouse later, and that's another. There's a group called Tubi Talk. A guy named Rob Vincent, he has that group, and in that group, that's where we met. There's tons of
Absolutely.
in that group, tons of other actors. And when I'm in there, I'm messaging, like you mentioned, Circumstances 4, Swift Sloan. So I met him in there and messaged him, and might have an opportunity to be in Circumstances 5. So I mean, I don't know yet.
Ooh. And Circumstances was off the chain. Like I started watching one, and mind you, it's four of them out already. So I watched one. I'm like, yo, I couldn't even sleep. I had to watch them all, and I was so tired the next day, but it was so worth it. So man, to give you that opportunity to be in Circumstances 5, I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed on that because it was definitely, ooh, an eye catcher. I really enjoyed that. So I'm telling you, these are some amazing movies. Make sure y'all definitely tap into Joint Custody. Make sure you tap into PPP Long Gone. And then they coming out with a joint custody part 2. So I heard it through the grapevine. So I'm looking for that release date for sure. And just another way to support. So, like, okay, another question I would have. So I get it, like it's easy to kind of get out there, but like, what should their portfolio look like? Because I'm pretty sure they need to have some things like ready when they called upon for those type of opportunities.
Absolutely. So the first thing that I would do if you don't have any experience, because you can do it without any experience. Most directors actually would probably prefer somebody without experience, just because then they're going to be so much easier to coach, and direct,
Right.
because they don't have habits and things, and they can
Oh, so
kind of
they need
teach them.
somebody like me. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, you already got the charisma, so now they just they kind of develop you how they want their actors to be. But yeah, if you don't have experience, just all you need to do is go get some headshots, some nice headshots, head and shoulders, things like that.
Mhm.
And then if you look up monologues, you can look up monologues, and you can start to prepare monologues. A lot of independent filmmakers want monologues, some don't, but honestly you can get on YouTube and type in um, tips for new beginner actors, and there's classes on there. There's also celebrities who offer classes. There's other actors. It doesn't matter where you live. Where are you at?
I'm in Atlanta, so it's popping here in
Yeah,
this
but
Black
yeah,
Hollywood.
like in Atlanta, like if you're in Atlanta, a city like that, you could just type in, acting classes near me, and just start to take those acting classes. And once you show up to an acting class, they're going to tell you, okay, this is how we do this. Some people like to do theater, some people like to do film, but you'll meet people in there. You'll network with people. Like one of the acting classes I took most recently, I actually ended up networking with my acting coach and a director that was in the class as well. And then we ended up doing a short film together. And then now she's actually going to be in the next movie that I'm doing. So really, it's once you get into it, it just becomes a whole network. And it's a community. It's
Right.
hey, I know loyalty. I know, you know what I'm saying? Like I know these people. So then, okay, I'll check her out. Boom, they check out your content. They like you. They bring you on, and then they like you, you're easy to work with, they tell the next person that, and that's how you keep moving and staying in the game. But honestly, all you need is some headshots, and just go out there and do it. Look online for, get on YouTube and look up code reading tips and tricks, things like that, and then you'll know, or audition tips, so then when you go to audition, you kind of understand what it's like. But also, if you go to an acting class, they'll teach you all that. So I would say headshots and acting class to begin with. And from there, you'll get started. You'll be in the game. You'll be able to go into that Best New Tubi Movies group. Just follow people. I've been taught it's called constructive stalking. That's what it's called. So you find, you follow them. You wait until they
Mhm.
post their auditions. When they post their audition, you go out to it. You kill it. You get the job, and boom, you're a movie star.
Absolutely. I love it. So I got one more question, then we're gonna wrap this up because we want to prepare to go to Clubhouse, you all. And come join. If you want to ask questions, my boy is right here. He, as you see, he's very down to earth. So you'll be able to ask these questions and actually engage into this conversation. So I really enjoyed this. So my last question here would be, have there been any roles that you thought about auditioning for and your wife was like, absolutely not. Mm-mm, it ain't
Oh,
happening.
yeah. So if you get on Tubi, everybody knows Detroit is known for, most of the films on Tubi. And Detroit don't play. Detroit, they don't play. They got a lot of intense scenes in their movies where,
I've
as a
seen
man,
some of those movies.
my wife, she ain't really feeling that yet. But I mean, somebody was like, hey, this, I don't know. We haven't got there yet. There has been some roles that I have turned down just due to the fact that that's not really I like to be funny. I like to put off a good spirit. So that's not really the lane that I want to go down. Um, which a lot of roles do, a lot of good roles do require you to do, some sexual scenes or some things like that. But that's something that has kind of been a factor in some of the movies I've done, for
Right.
sure.
Right. So you got to convince wife, look, you just become an actor and we do our sexual scene together. How about that?
Hey, know, it's crazy you said that. It's crazy you said that because the next movie I'm in, my wife is actually gonna be in too. Because
Ooh.
yeah, it's crazy you said that, but that's actually what's gonna happen. So then my choice actually created an opportunity for somebody else. So now I'm thinking, well, maybe it was the right choice. You know what I mean?
Right. So now she get to get her spotlight on, like, baby, ain't nobody touching this chocolate right here but me. Period. I love it. I love it. I love it. So Jordan, go ahead and let them know what's the best way to support you, King. I mean, you have been an amazing guest here. And I look forward maybe to doing this again. Like when you have some more, movie features, we can come back and talk about it again, get the people engaged and get that support that you need. So yes, how can they support you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you can support me by going download Tubi, Tubi, simple Tubi. Download Tubi. You can support me by doing that and watching PPP Long Gone, watching Joint Custody, giving us feedback, leaving reviews for sure. You can find me at The Real Jordan Ray Smith on my social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube. And then my name on Facebook is Jordan Ray Smith. Also, you can support me by going to the Best New Tubi Movies group and posting about Joint Custody in there after you watch it. Post about PPP Long Gone in there after you watch it. Just leave us reviews, leave us feedback. And also, you can support by following this podcast and supporting Loyalty, everything she does, because she's going to bring me back. She's going to bring other people back.
Yeah.
People like her, the reason why we're able to stay out here and keep killing it. And like the people that are helping her, LP, shout out to him too. I did see a question on there I answered before I hopped off. Somebody
Okay.
had said have to join SAG to get started. And no, you do not have to join SAG to get started. That's something that you'll do later on. But once we hop in the Clubhouse, we could probably talk more about that. I just kind of wanted to address that. But thank you so much for stopping.
Absolutely. This has been amazing, amazing. And Jordan, it has been an honor to definitely meet you and just be able to dialogue like this. I tell people, don't be scared when you come on the podcast. We're just going to have a conversation. That's how I treat it, because we all on the same page. I feel like we're all celebrities and we all can reach that level however you choose to get there. So thank you so much. And I look forward to this Q&A style. So if y'all got some questions, join us on Clubhouse. We will be over there at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? So in about another, 13 minutes, we're going to give y'all a little break in between. Make sure y'all get y'all snacks, get your drink. It's Friday. You can get you some wine, some beer, whatever you like to drink. If you like to drink liquor, hey, we ain't discriminating, okay? But yes, indeed. So on that note, man, it has been an honor. Thank you, LP, as always. Y'all make sure y'all tap into my brother's podcast as well. He does. Tell him about your podcast real quick, LP, before we wrap up.
Yes, I'm on all platforms. It's called Trigger Warning Talk Podcast, and you can watch it on Spotify or our YouTube channel, which is the company name. You can see that in my profile on Clubhouse, but it's Trigger Warning Talk Podcast, and we discuss traumas under the umbrella of mental health. So we talk about human and sex trafficking, domestic violence, sexually based offenses. We cover true crime cases, and at the end of every episode, we do a missing person case. 99% of those are melanated folks because we want to bring the same media attention to those that are missing. And shout out to you, Jordan, for your service and your sacrifice. And I heard that you spent some time in Missouri. So I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. So salute to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
All right, I think you done froze up, my brother, but it's okay. And LP will probably be on Clubhouse with us as well. So bring those questions you out. I know y'all got some questions. We're gonna kick it Q&A style, however long Jordan feels, led to stay. But typically we attempt to keep it at 30 minutes, no more than an hour max. Okay. So yes, join us. And on that note, man, we're gonna go ahead and sign up out of here so we can get ready for this next part 3, okay, of the interview, Q&A style. Thank you, Jordan. Can't wait till our next time.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right.